Hey readers, it's Andrea. I still do not feel good because I'm cool. This will be a relatively short video. This is just my September reads, and because of school and work and everything else, I have not been reading a lot. I have definitely gotten back into it, but I am not reading as much as I was. So, compared to last month, this is really, I don't want to say pathetic, but I mean kind of. Like, I read 17 books last month, and I read 4 books this month. So, let's just get into it, and then I'll do my life update and let y'all go. So, first book I read is The Crown by Kiera Cass. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I started this in August. It's very short. It's a very quick read. And I didn't finish it until, I think, the 1st or 2nd of September, which is fine because I got busy and, last minute summer reading and studying and stuff like that. I liked it, not as much as the one before it, which I thought, and in this one too, I think that our main character, Evelyn, I totally forgot her name, I think that her character development was great. There were times where I did not know who she was going to end up with. Like, I know in the trilogy with her mother, it was very obvious that she was going to end up with Max, and, that's not even a spoiler. I mean, there were small moments of doubt, but overall, you knew who she was going to get with. This one I did not. But the end went by really quickly. It was supposed to, but it didn't work for me. It says, finding a prince might mean kissing a lot of frogs or kicking a lot of frogs out of your house. Falling might mean running headfirst into something you always wanted or dipping your toe into something you've been scared of your whole life. Happily ever after could be waiting in a field a mile wide or a window as narrow as 7 minutes. So I understand, why it was rushed, but it didn't work for me. There was no reason for it to be that rushed. The book could have been longer, or, you could have had her realization of it a lot earlier. It was just very, very rushed. So it lost a star. But other than that, I do enjoy this. I like this author. I'd recommend it. It's a very guilty pleasure read, I would say. I've talked about this series before, so I'm not going to get into it too much, but I would recommend this. This one is just the continuation of the last book, and our main character from the first 3 books, it's her daughter going through this selection. So you do have to read the other books first. So, next book I read was The Telling Pool by David Clement Davies. I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. I did not like this book. It's big, it's long. It was so boring. It was so boring. I almost DNF'd this at least 3 times. I started this in August, I'd say mid-August. I didn't finish it until, recently, which is really sad because, honestly, it should not have taken me that long to read. I thought it was a middle grade book. I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be YA, but Basically, there's this kid named Rodri Falcon. It takes place in medieval times, near the Crusades. I knew what word I was looking for. And he meets this blacksmith, and there's, this destiny he has to go on, and there's the telling pool, where he can see different things and has to go on this quest. This is the most cookie-cutter book I have read in a long time, and sometimes I read cookie-cutter books. It's not that big of a deal. There's usually, if I don't like something in a book, I can usually find a redeeming quality. Cujo, for example, I didn't really like the storyline. I wasn't a huge fan of the book. It was alright. I don't remember what I gave it. I might have given it 3 or 4 stars, but, But the way Stephen King writes and the dialogue is just such a redeeming quality, and this has nothing. The dialogue is boring. The storyline is very unoriginal and cookie-cutter. The ending is to be expected. There's nothing in here that's interesting. And for a book that's about 400 pages, it goes very slow. There's just nothing interesting in here, and there's no redeeming qualities. So I do not recommend this. My hair is a mess. I do not recommend this. That's it, There's nothing interesting in it, so we're just gonna keep going on. Last 2 books, Number 3 was Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And I do have a review that I am planning for this, which is why it is tabbed up. This is the first book that I've ever actually fully annotated and underlined and had a great time with. I absolutely adored this book. It is about a man named Morrie, who is an old guy. He is a professor. He's sick. He has ALS. And this is a nonfiction book written by Mitch Albom. Mitch was actually Morrie's student in college and finds out that Morrie got sick, and on every Tuesday he goes to visit Morrie, and it just talks about life and being sick and keeping positive. And I didn't think I was going to like this as much as I did, and I absolutely loved it. I went on Goodreads and tortured myself and read some negative reviews of it, and I don't understand where people are coming from. I'm in AP English. I've said that 300 times. If you're a subscriber, you know that. If you're not, hi, welcome to my channel. We're reading One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The other class is still reading this, I believe. This didn't take me long to finish at all, which is fine. I mean, the class is gonna, discuss the book. I was reading it on my own. But I was talking to my friends who were reading this, and they were like, it's not usually my cup of tea, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's not my cup of tea either. I'm very into YA and YA fantasy, and there's other things that I like, but usually that's what I stick to. And honestly, this is just so good, and I own One Day More by Mitch Albom, so I hope I can get to that soon. That's it. That's that one. And the last book I read, drumroll please, that was a really horrible drum roll, is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Let's go into a little storyline about this. I have never read these books. I have never watched the movies. My family is a huge fan. A lot of my best friends are huge fans, and their families are huge fans. I never want to get into it because I'm annoying, and I was like, oh, it's mainstream? I'm not going to read it. It sounds stupid. And people are comparing this to Cassandra Clare stuff, and I can see little comparisons, but, I still am not understanding where people are, getting all this, because that's how fantasy books are. But I really, 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 really like this book. I am on the second one. I will be reading the rest. I will be watching the movies. I am a Ravenclaw. And I'm very, very, very into these books already, and I'm obsessed. Actually, one moment. I have a huge stack of books that I'm reading, so thank you. We went to Walmart yesterday, and I got a Hogwarts phone sticker and a Hogwarts alumni water bottle sticker. Anyways, if you don't know what this book is about, it's about this boy named Harry Potter. His family was, however you want to say it, a huge, wizarding family, and his parents get killed by you-know-who is Voldemort. It's not really a secret. And he goes to live with a muggle family who are just normal people who do not tell him that he's a wizard all of his life and basically bully the poor kid. And a guy shows up whose name is Hagrid from Hogwarts and says, "You're a wizard, Harry." And Harry goes, "I'm a what?" And Hagrid goes, "You're a wizard." And then he goes to Hogwarts. That's the story. Yeah, I mean, obviously it gets more in depth than that, but that's the really basic storyline. If you haven't read this, I really recommend it. Don't whine about it. Just read it. It's a middle grade book. I believe it goes into YA the more you, the farther you get in the series. But it's really worth it. It's not cliche. It's not a super serious book like I thought it was going to be. And I absolutely adored it. So I might do an I Finally Read with this. I might also wait till I finish the entire series and all the movies so I can complain about those. So yeah, that's my September reads. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did not read a lot this month. In October, I do hope to read more. My current reads, 2 are pretty short, 3 are pretty long, so I hope I can get all of them done. And I hope we can get One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest finished in October with my AP class, so I can add that to my list and I can talk about it because I am absolutely loving it, unlike the rest of my class. So, little life updates. Still don't feel great. I've been going on a little roller coaster of feeling fine and feeling like garbage. which is why I still sound like this. I've been getting back into my photography, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm looking at different career paths with that too, because it's very important to me and I enjoy it, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm good at it. Been getting back into writing, and I've been reading more, so that's good for you guys, because in September I was on this big reading slump. I will be doing an in-depth review of this. Each of these different colors means something. And I will be doing an in-depth review hopefully next week. I just figured because September is ending and spooky season is officially starting, even though, you know, I've decorated and gone insane with everything already. Yeah, I figured I'd just show you guys what I read. So here it is. Everything I read in September. So I hope y'all got a pause for that, you know, what's it called? Thumbnail. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope y'all have a nice day. My socials are in the description below. I have Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, now a Tumblr, and Goodreads. So if you want to go give me a follow, that'd be great. I've been trying to post on them more because I do not post on them as much as I want to. So I hope y'all have a good one.